Ask Reddit.
What's your best dumb friend story? One time, this kid from my group of friends in high school was getting harassed by a sort of butch-looking girl bully on the bus. She's making fun of how he's too tall, looks funny, and taking other general jabs at his appearance. You can see his rage slowly building, and finally, after thinking he's come up with the perfect comeback, blurts out, "Well, at least I'm not a guy." Bad news, Johnny. Got him. His tactic was to confuse her into silence. Brilliant. I was at a bonfire house party just after Halloween, and a few people, including my buddy Nick, were playing kickball with an old jack-o'-lantern. One guy gets the brilliant idea to light the jack-o'-lantern on fire so they could play flaming kickball. Okay, cool guys. Someone's girlfriend voices her concern, but everyone ignores her because she obviously can't be too smart, questioning the genius idea that is flaming pumpkin kickball. Obviously the jack-o'-lantern is not very flammable, so this guy runs into the house and returns with a bottle of BBQ lighter fluid. The guy hosting the party sees the growing excitement, runs into his shed and returns with some fuel system treatment in a fucking water bottle. Awesome. Give me that lighter fluid, he says, and he dumps a good quantity of it into the water bottle and swirls it around with the fuel treatment like a poor man's Molotov cocktail. So they dump that shit all over the jack-o'-lantern and toss the bottle aside. Someone grabs a lighter and bam, shit's roastin'. Everyone starts kicking this flaming vegetable to one another and laughing like idiots. I just drink my beer and watch. One guy wins his leg back and power kicks this thing across the yard. Lo and behold, its flaming path rolls right over the abandoned water bottle, which apparently still had a good amount of liquid in it. All these idiots, Nick included, abandon the jack-o'-lantern and run over to this now aflame water bottle. It was like watching early man literally discovering fire. They're all grunting and ooh-ohing while nudging the melting plastic with their toes. Suddenly, Nick just stomps on the thing, which sends a streaming jet of flaming fuel treatment lighter fluid up Nick's pants. Nick is now on fire. Everyone collectively loses their fucking minds. People are screaming, "Stop, drop and roll, dude. 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 Stop, drop and roll." Other, slightly more intelligent people are yelling at him to take his fucking pants off. Nick is aflame, running at anyone and everyone in a desperate attempt for help. People come out of the house to watch the unfolding disaster at hand. Finally, some guy gives Nick a good leg sweep and takes him to the ground. Some other asshole starts yelling, "Fucking roll, Nick. You stopped, you dropped, now roll, you fuck." The aforementioned girlfriend runs over and starts beating the flames out with her sweatshirt while screaming, "Take off your fucking pants, bro." Eventually Nick is extinguished. He stands up in the middle of the crowded yard and takes his fucking pants off just in case. The first time my friend masturbated, he thought he broke his penis and ran to his mum, who is a nurse, crying with cum all over his hands. Haha. My friend. Oh damn. I've broken my penis so many times now I just put a splint on it and go back to work. I worked as an assistant manager at a movie theater. Pretty cool job, free movies relatively easy. Well, since I was a manager I influenced who got hired, so I got my friend Dwayne a job. Now Dwayne wasn't smart by any means, but I figured he could handle sweeping the theaters. He did for the most part for the first month, but one day we were slammed for a weekday and I needed someone to run the box office, and I thought, hey, I have trained Dwayne in the box office before, he can handle this. Well, 10 minutes in, Dwayne has me in there every other minute, fixing something his big dumb hands had broken or couldn't figure out. So finally he calls me in there when there was this older couple waiting for their ticket which he had jammed, and the computer wouldn't recognize it as a sale since it didn't shoot out the ticket hole. I couldn't get it to respond and there was a line forming, so I said just let them in free. So I go up in the projector booth for about 45 minutes and pleasantly surprised Dwayne hadn't paged me for anything, so I'm pretty happy and the set was pretty much over, so go in the box office to thank Dwayne for doing such a good job, and with the goofiest looking grin, he says he was so glad he was the one that got to tell all the customers over the almost hour period they got to go in free. I was so pissed because it was a big deal to let someone in free at this theater that was not owned by a chain but by a very cheap man. I asked him, please tell me you didn't ring these people up. He responds, yay, the machine, and the computer worked perfectly from that point on. The owner demoted me to floor staff and Wayne quit a week later. TLDR, I got a friend hired at the theater I worked at. Friend thought I told him to give free tickets to everyone. I got demoted, he quit. So me and my best friend are in his room playing Pokemon. I had crystal, he had silver, and he stumbles across a shiny oddish. My only reaction was, whoa, dude. You're so lucky, you have to catch that. What does he do? Purposefully kills it and says, I already have a normal one. For those unaware, it was a 1 in 8,192 of finding a shiny Pokemon in those games, and he said fuck it. The horror. Crapped my pants actually. In college, I lived with 3 other guys. One day 3 of us were in the living room studying reading. Our 4th roommate walks in and says all of my classes are having pop quizzes this week. We all looked at him stunned and responded with, you know it's midterms week, right? Probably my buddy Super Poop. I've told his stories here several times. I guess this one is as good as any to put up. My buddy Super Poop loved Michael Jordan. Never mind that he was short, fat, and never played basketball in his life, he just loved the fact that Jordan shoes, and that Jordan Bulls in general, were the hot item to have. So he always had the newest Jordan shoes and whatever other items were hot at the time. Anyway, one day I'm visiting his house, and he shows me this new promotional. His father worked at a place where he got promotional things all the time, Chicago Bulls basketball hoop with electronic scoreboard. It was one of those basketball hoops you attached to your bedroom door with a soft Nerf-like ball. And every basket you got you just clicked on a button on the scoreboard. So we are goofing off playing it, and suddenly it becomes very clear that this thing was going to become an all-out physical game of becoming king of inside bedroom basketball league. I win the first game, and his mom keeps bitching downstairs that we are making too much noise, so he demands a rematch right after school, while his parents are still at work, so there will be no problems with noise. We already created rules. Past the bed was the CHECKPOINT, probably 15 feet to the hoop. All ribbons must be checked back to the bed checkpoint. No furniture moved. All obstacles can be used for advantage, or disadvantage. We did move all the stuff off the tables though, hard physical play allowed, but you could not try to just grab someone and rip the ball loose. It was basically football with a basketball hoop. So we start playing and we are just going wild, trying any way to score. Of course, because he weighed like 80 pounds more than me, he would try to back me up to the rim, and despite his size, he was pretty athletic. I was faster and taller than him, so my goal was to try to use speed to get to the hoop or shoot it over him from a distance. So it winds up being tied with game point. I think we played to 20. I check him the ball. He does a juke move and fucking jukes me out of my jock. I totally bid on it and slip on the bedroom carpet. Super Poop is fucking jacked. He hadn't juked me the whole game, and there is nothing I can do to stop him from getting to the hoop, so he's just rubbing it in as he strolls to score his victory. OHHH. OHHH. I fucking got you, bitch. And he's holding the ball out in front of me as I'm on the ground. You want it, huh? Come on and get it, come on. Oh shit, I juked you, dude. Now watch this, he says. Fucking Air Jordan, son, and with all his might he jumps up to do a reverse slam dunk, and with all his weight on the door goes right through one side and out the other, ripping the hoop off in his hands as he falls through. Doors trashed. It was a new house with really thin bedroom doors, they were just like drywall with door handles. Basketball hoop is trashed. I walk over and he's on the ground covered indoor debris. I look up at the scoreboard, still attached to the door, and click it. You win, dude. Fuck man, he says. My mom is going to kill me. So we clean it up and just sit in his room watching TV until his mom comes home. She has a room right next to his. She walks by and says hi. Doesn't even notice it. Second time she comes out, she notices. Get out here now. I take that as my cue to leave.